I've got some new information about eBay algorithm update, so let's go and have a look. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer of a disabled and elderly person, which takes a bulk of my time. Today we've got follow-up video to our recent video about eBay changes, about changes in eBay algorithm, I should say. They have published an article about them. They have published it in May, but I only stumbled upon it now, thanks to Josh Galt or Gold. I don't know how to pronounce your name, mate. I'm sorry about that. English is not my first language. So if you wish to read the article yourself, go to Josh's channel. Link is in the description. Go to his post tab and it's there. It's not in the videos, it's in posts. I'm not linking to the article directly, as I want you to go to the Josh's channel and give him some love, and maybe your clicks will hopefully help his channel somehow. So eBay has published like a corporate news release about their new search engine. If you, like I've said, if you wish to read it yourself, be my guest, but you will need 2 hours, 3 coffees, and a dictionary, and then paracetamol at the end of it, because your head will explode, basically. At least this is what I needed after reading this article. Bloody hell, what a jargon. What the jargon. That was a challenge, guys. I am interested in this subject. I had extended maths in my high school, and I'm a qualified engineer, which I can back up with bloody degree. And for somebody without all that background, I can't imagine to comprehend what is in this article. It's a mammoth task to read and understand it. I don't claim that I understand it, but I will try to tell you what I think it all means. And I will try to simplify it as much as I can, but it's literally like calling Lamborghini a vehicle, yeah? It's a bit more than a vehicle. And what I'm going to tell you will be as simple as I can, but it's not simple. It's super, super complex, yeah? It's shame that I haven't seen that article in May. That would save me a lot of testing. But on the other hand, I'm kind of very happy that my results of my tests are kind of in line with the article. So yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, so first of all, guys, as for December last year, there were 1.7 billion listings on eBay. Huge number, 1.7 billion listings. There were also 134 millions of active users. If you compare those two numbers, 134 millions of users may sound a lot, but it's not really a lot. Yeah, it's tiny number if you compare it with 1.7 billion of listings. So if you take into consideration the fact that not every user is an active buyer, like my wife, for example, she must have bought like half a dozen items in last 5 years. And if you think about the fact that even most active buyers don't buy items every day, and if we generously say that 1 million of those active users are buyers and buy items once in 2 weeks, that would be 25 items a year. It's just a drop in the ocean if you consider those 1.7 billion listings. Few million items sold a day, maybe, if we're lucky, 2 millions, 3 millions, 4 millions. I don't think that much. 4 millions, I don't think so, to be honest, but I don't know for sure. Out of 1.7 billion, it's a bloody lottery. In my opinion, eBay is aware that they are losing market share, that they have got less and less and less active users, active buyers. And I think this is what they are trying to combat. And that they are trying to combat this by allowing small sellers to sell their items, because those small sellers selling their own stuff, they are basically also buyers in many cases. So regular Joes and regular Janes are selling now because they only have few items, and they are selling those items because eBay wants to keep them on the platform. Because if they won't be able to sell their items in 6 months, they may give up selling on eBay, and also they may give up buying on eBay. If they give up eBay entirely, they are gone, and eBay does not want that. On the other hand, we've got like a big resellers who seldom buy anything on eBay. They source elsewhere, and even if they buy something on eBay for themselves, it's like they buy one item, they sell 300. Then again they will buy one item and sell another 3, 4, 5, 600. So from eBay perspective, small seller who is also an active buyer is more valuable, than a big seller who only sells, basically. They want buyers, they don't really want sellers. They have 1.7 billion active listings. They don't want more, they don't need more, they've got plenty. So this is why I always say, stop saying rubbish that eBay needs sellers. eBay needs buyers, not sellers. They have enough sellers, they have enough items for sale. They will always treat buyers better because they are losing buyers, and they are gaining sellers every day, because more and more and more and more and more people go and sell on eBay thanks to videos like this. YouTube is full of reselling content, and people are trying to get on eBay and start selling, but buyers are going to other platforms. Okay, so guys, to the topic. eBay has confirmed in that article that it uses artificial intelligence for its search engine now. They have also stated that speed of the results is more important for them than accuracy of the results. And this is a very, very important information. It is understandable. Nobody likes website loading up for 15 seconds, so they have to aim to give the customer quick results. But quick results can be only obtained if you agree for a less accuracy. So they aim for 12 milliseconds, yeah? So they want their search results to be done within 12 milliseconds. Scanning the database is done within 12 milliseconds with 95% of accuracy. So imagine a situation when somebody types something to the search engine, search box, let's say next jeans, and there is no point for eBay to scan 1.7 billion items to look for it. It makes no sense from the technical point of view and financial point of view. It would take too much resources, which would cost too much money. So they came up with idea of pre-searches based on historical searches, based on historical buyers' actions. So, for example, in the past, buyers who search for those next jeans, they have bought this item from that seller. So based on that, on the similarities, they build those pre-searches. Yeah. And when I say by similarities, they mean item to item similarity, item to query similarity, query to item, and query to query. Yeah. And this is how they build those pre-searches. It's a constant process, but I don't know how often it's been done and to what extent they are updating those pre-searches that have already been built. They haven't said that in the article. Then when somebody types those next genes in the search box, they will take the pre-search that matches that query and they will scan that pre-search, and after scanning that pre-search they will serve like a final results for the person. Probably the position of the item in that final search is determined by something else. I don't know what it is, they didn't say. Is it 100% feedback? Is it free postage? Is it free returns? I don't know. Yeah, they haven't said that. What is important is the situation when you list the item, but pre-search hasn't been built after you've listed it. So your item is invisible now. Also, when your item didn't make it to the pre-search, it has been built after you've listed the item, but your item, for whatever reason, didn't make it to the pre-search, it's not visible for the buyers performing that main search, that final search, because it was never taken into consideration in the first place during building that pre-search. What needs to be said that item can be present in many different pre-searches. Pre-searches are made constantly, like I've said, so your item has a chance to make the cut and be included or be discarded because, for example, it was shown to the buyer like X amount of times and nobody has bought it. So it can, after building the next pre-search, it may be removed from that pre-search. It was there before, but it was shown so many times, but nobody has bought it, so it can be removed. Yeah, if that makes sense. Let me tell you that on the example. I'm a bad teacher, so I only came up with a bad example. eBay divides items into communities. So imagine New York City, yeah, with all the people living there. They are our listings, and New York City is our eBay. So there is community of Polish, Chinese, Latino, Italian, Irish, people with that kind of descent. But also there is a community of plumbers, nurses, drivers, teachers, doctors, and there is also a community of blonde hair people, red hair people, dark hair people, and there is also a community of bike riders, skateboard riders, etc. Yeah, many different communities, and one person can belong to many different communities. Yeah, like for example, there is a Polish lady who has a red hair, who's a nurse, and who rides a bike, and she can belong to 4 of those communities. Yeah, and now somebody says, I need a Polish plumber. Yeah, so first eBay determine if they should look in Polish community or if they should look in plumbers community. When they determine that, they take that community, the pre-search, and they search in that for a Polish plumber who fits the query. Yeah? Is that clear? I hope so that's clear. Now, there is a new person coming to New York. Yeah? He's Danish, he's a poet, and he has only one leg. And they say like, mate, we haven't got a community for you because there is no Danish people here, there is no poets here, and there is no one-legged man here. So mate, you need to go to San Francisco, yeah, and stay there for a while. So that Danish one-legged man represents your long tail item. There is nothing like that on eBay, and they don't know where to put it, to which pre-search they can put it. So it goes to the freezer because they can't match it to anything. Now, if it's in the freezer, nobody can see it. Yeah? Now, it may be the case that due to similar queries performed on eBay, similar items being sold on eBay, similar historical buyer actions, it will finally be selected to one of those pre-searches, to one of those communities. And they will phone him to San Francisco and say, hey, buddy, come back to New York, we've got a community for you. And then your listing is visible now. But before that, he's got zero chance to get selected. He's got zero chance that this listing will be sold because there is a zero chance that it will be even served to the potential buyer in form of search results. I hope that is clear. So how the pre-searches are being built and what matters to get selected to them. Now, there is no clear answer, but according to what I have managed to understand, they check for similarities. Like I've said before, they check item to query, query to item, and query to query similarity. They take into consideration your photos, your item specifics, and your item description. That's what the AI checks. Yeah? Be advised that there is no title then there. I don't know if it's a mistake, they omitted the title, but they still take it into consideration, or they don't take title into consideration at all, which seems strange to me. But this is how I understood it. There was nothing in the article about items age, but I strongly insist that items age or listing being stale has a massive importance. That what came up from my tests, yeah? So, to qualify to those pre-searches, yeah? They took into consideration what I have just said, and when you are qualified into that pre-search, now the position of your listing in the final search results is determined by something else. We don't know what. They may actually again look for keywords, but they may also take into consideration your feedback, your free postage, your speed of replying for questions, your handling time, things like that. Yeah, we don't know at the moment, but common sense says that they should take that into consideration. Yeah. Now, we have to crack it ourselves. We have to do tests. We have to observe what is going on eBay, what items are selling and why. The key is to get allocated to as many of those pre-searches as possible. Without that, your listing is doomed. Nothing matters before your listing is qualified to that pre-search. If it's not qualified to the pre-search, it's gone. It's invisible. Now I want to tell you about one more thing. I run 2 shops. Second shop is my garbage shop. I move there all the items that I don't want to have in my main shop. Items that didn't sell for years, items that most likely are going to turn into sticky stock, so I send them there straight away. Like, for example, small size ladies clothing. Yeah, items that are out of my niche. I don't want to mix them into to my niche, to my shop. Surprisingly, at the moment, garbage shop is doing better than my main shop. Why? In my opinion, because when I move the item there, an item that hasn't sold in the main shop for 3 years, I move it there. And for the algorithm, this is a fresh new listing, fresh new item. It doesn't know that I didn't sell it in my main shop for 3 years, or even if it knows that similar item in some other shop didn't sell for 3 years, it gives me a benefit of doubt. Yeah, maybe this guy will do something better because that's a different account. So they treat me as a different guy. Yeah, and this is why I claim that stale listings are doomed, and this is why I claim that sell similar doesn't work anymore, because I couldn't sell that bloody listing, and as soon as I moved it to the second shop, it sold for, within a couple of weeks. And it's not like I had one listing like that. I have plenty, 30, 50, 40, maybe 100 listings like that have sold, that I couldn't sell them in the main shop. So, what is that we can do? Definitely fill up item specifics. Maybe it's a good idea to fill up the description box. Not just copy a title, not just generic text in every single description box, the same one. Yeah, maybe it's time to fill it up a little bit more. eBay has, as far as I understand, in US, eBay has introduced artificial intelligence description builder or something like that. I think they have introduced it for a reason. Yeah, because it matters now. It's not available in UK at the moment, unless to my knowledge. I haven't listed anything for like 2 or 2.5 months, so I don't know. Maybe it's there, but I haven't listed anything, so I don't know. But for sure, if it's going to be available here, I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna make some tests on it. Definitely don't try to force your item to look like one of a kind, unique item, something you've never seen before. Yeah, because in my opinion, that may cause this item not being qualified in any pre-search, and if it's not in pre-searches, it's not going to be shown. And one more thing, in my opinion, we have to drive the traffic from outside to our listings. If your listing won't make a cut to the pre-search and eBay does not show it to anybody, if you drive traffic from outside to that listing, or to any of your listings, or all of your listings, including those who didn't make the cut to the pre-search, it should prompt the algorithm to include that item into the pre-searches, because it gets views. So they will either build a brand new pre-search for that item, or they will try to fit it to some other pre-searches. That's my opinion. I can't prove it. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. Also, if you wish to support channel further and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great week. God bless you all, and bye bye.